Hello, welcome to another episode of an Inquisitive Crafter. This is episode 29. I'm looking over at my show notes. And this is a recap of fall break and things I have completed or been working on in my crafting. It's been a week. I have 2 finished objects. Settle down with something to drink and something to work on, and let's talk. My face is all red and flushed because it is warm in here, and I turned the fan off so it wouldn't make too much noise, although my bathroom fan is on, so hopefully you can't hear that. Hopefully I said my name is Susie and I am a middle school orchestra teacher, and we are just completing our fall break. We had a week off this week and it was really good. So what I've completed, the first item I do not have is the Granny Triangle Bandana / Headscarf by Vivcrochets. And I started it on October 13th and finished it October 14th. I made it for my daughter. It was a project I had selected for my crochet club to complete. I run an after-school crochet club, and I like to give them projects that showcase the different stitches. So we did slippers for single crochet. We did the Granny Triangle Headscarf / Bandana for half double crochet. Half double? Yeah. And then I have a ear warmer that I found for double crochet to teach the kids. These are all free projects on Ravelry and online. So I just direct the kids to how they can work the project. And I try to find ones with videos if possible, since my kids are mostly visual learners. I like this project. I would have done it, I think left out one row because it was a little big, but my daughter has a lot of hair and she liked it and has worn it in real life, so that's really good. The second project I started and finished on the 17th of October, and it is the Mini Crochet Pumpkin by Be Hooked. Look at that, so cute. I was trying to find a little cinnamon stick just shoved in there. Not too much cinnamon scent, so it's an old stick. I was trying to find a 15-minute or a short project that my students could finish in Crochet Club, because as my co-teacher, my co-sponsor has pointed out, some of the kids aren't really crocheting. They're not getting a lot done. And that's kind of normal. I've run this club for several years, and like they learn how to do something and then they quit working on things. And I have to provide all the yarn because they very rarely have their own yarn. Only the dedicated kids have their own yarn. The not dedicated kids just come to have something social to do. But I was trying to find a project that advertised itself as a 15-minute pumpkin, and it was not 15 minutes. I thought if I could do it in 15 minutes, then my students could do it in 45, and then we could have, that's how long just kicked the camera. That's how long the club runs for the day. And I thought we could, I could do prizes for people that complete or almost complete. Plus they could learn how to stuff a pumpkin. I have like tangled up yarn I want to cut up and use as stuffing. But this took me over 30 minutes, so I think it'll take too long. But I did use Stephen West, how to triple your yarn. Like I took worsted weight yarns, just some random worsted weight that I found in my stash. And I did his technique to hold it tripled so that I could have a super bulky, which is, it called for bulky weight, it called for scarfy yarn. Lion Brand Scarfie, and I didn't want to get up, and I think I have some of that, but I just didn't want to find it. So I just grabbed this when it was sitting around and made it, and that's really cute. I like it. And it was pretty easy to do. I did this with a eye hook, which is a 5mm hook, I believe, and it did come out. It came out pretty fast. So now I can sit on my mantle. I'm very happy with that. And I'm glad I have 2 projects, because why are you coming here to watch me? Don't you want to see some things that are done? I would like to see some things that are done. So it's good that I have 2 things that are done. Now let's talk about what I've been working on. I have worked on, still not finished, the Someone to Write Gnome About, which was a mystery knit-along held in September. Yeah. It is over now. And I have worked on the body of the gnome. So I'm not halfway through the body, I don't think. But I have started some decreases, so I'm happy about this. I've worked on this, and I am working tomorrow late. I'm manning a check-in desk for audition process, so I hope to get some work done on that then, because it's pretty mindless. But then since I got bored with that, or I was, I don't know, just wanting to move on, I went ahead and started on the beard for the gnome. So I'm about halfway done with the beard. Then I just have to finish out the legs, which are, I've done the legs. Just got to finish them out. I have 2 of them on this try-on tubing. And then I've shown this before, the hat for the gnome. And she will be very cute. It's a girl gnome. All gnomes have beards, apparently, which I think is funny. I've been keeping the gnome in my Adorn It's bag, my Pigskin Party exclusive bag, but I did switch over to my Whimsy Stitches Halloween bag just for the body. Just because it's Halloween and I've got these cute little stitch stoppers and I just want to use it. So, all right, so that is that. I have been working on my Cowltopus, which is another mystery knit along. I'm still working on Clue 1. I'm behind on everything. But it's okay. I really enjoy this process. I've put the pattern, what do they call it when it's not written out? Diagram? Picture? Chart. I put the chart for Clue 1 on my GoodNotes, and then I just have a highlighted bar that I move so that I can see the next row that I need to complete. And I really like that, just checking something off. So here's I'm almost 2/3 of the way done with Clue 1. I have one more. I have to finish off this. It's a 16 row repeat. So I have to finish off this 16 row repeat and then do the next 16 row repeat. And then I know this is going to be a hood because I cheated and looked at pictures. I'm almost done with this peach yarn. This was some yarn from Yarnaceous Fibers. And it was a kit done for a doodle kit or a doodle project. And I'm not doing the doodle project. So this is my main yarn. This is like a dark blue. Oh, that shows really good. And then my contrast color, I have this much left. And then I'm gonna switch to this color. These were all in the kits. And then my third color will be this hot pink. And then my fourth color will be this bright green. because you need 4 colors of contrast. So I'm enjoying that. It's just, I knit so slow. But it's still a very good project. I'm extra proud because I'm using, so this is in the Whimsy Stitches bag. Let Love Brew. So, and I'm participating in Downseller Studios Pigskin Party, and Whimsy Stitches is a Snack Shack sponsor, so I get points for that. And then I have my Adore Knits Progress Keeper, so I get points for that. And then I'm using some different Adore Knits stitch markers, which I don't think I get points for. I have 4 of these on, but then I have 2 that I made. There's one. The other one looks the same. Oh, 3 that I made. And that way I know when I come to these little square beads that I'm supposed to be doing something different. And then these other ones, the Adore Knit ones, they're just telling me like when 19 stitches is done, because it's 19 stitch repeat. I don't know, it's all very complicated. But it's a nice project, and I'm looking forward to being done. I mean, it's never gonna be done, but I am looking forward to it. And I really love the way it feels. Like, this yarn is so nice. It's really nice. Okay, so there's that. Made some progress on that. I've been working on my Better Than Fiction MKAL by Chit Chat Knits, but I haven't done a whole lot of work on that. I'm still in clue 1, and they're already on clue 2, and you cannot see it very well, but this is where I am. So this is some mystery yarn that was in my stash, and that's about it. I'm using this yarn, and then I will do this yarn, also mystery yarn, and then I will do this yarn, which is not mystery yarn, but I can't remember what it is. I don't know if I have it in here anymore. Oh, Madeline Tosh sock in the Malachite colorway. So that's an enjoyable project. I've just been, like, I just work on what I want to work on. And now my break is over, and who knows when I'm gonna get back to all these. I mean, get these done. And this is being held in my Doodles bag. Okay, and then I have one more project I've been working on. This is a new one. This is called Lily of the Valley by Mrs. Crowlett. I will put a picture here. And then I will show what I've done. So I'm working on the vase. Got a cute little fox stitch marker from Hypnotic Yarns. I'm working on not the vase, the pot, the flower pot, which is not working out exactly because I've got a little bulge, so I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. Will it fix this way? I mean, I may just have to pop it up. And then I'm going to do the ghost flowers with some glow-in-the-dark yarn. And this is for my brother. And he gave me the glow-in-the-dark yarn for Christmas last year. And so I'm super happy to be able to give this to him. I like to try to give him things from the yarn he's given me. And I think this will be really cute. And I think I've been testing the glow-in-the-dark yarn by, you know, throwing a blanket over my head and looking at the yarn. So I think it'll work. Even if it doesn't, it's really cute. So I just need to get to work on that because I want to have that done before Halloween, and Halloween is next week. Oh, and then, okay, I found last week, I know you were probably very worried. Let me put my readers up. Let's come over here. I think so. I found I'd gotten the Knitting Bag of Tricks official workbook, but I didn't know where my Knitting Bag of Tricks book was, which you're supposed to have also, and I found it. And I got this one autographed also by Patty Lyons. There you go. When you feel at loose ends, weave them in and keep knitting, which that's pretty good. So what I want to do with this is I want to work, the first project in the workbook has you do like a swatch where you practice knitting. So it's called Lesson 1, Fundamental Truths of Knitting, and it has you do garter stitch, knit for 8 rows, purl for 8 rows, another garter stitch session. It has you do some stockinette, which is where you knit and then you purl, knit a row, purl a row, and then it has you do ribbing, which is where you knit one, purl one, or vice versa, and then a seed stitch section, which if you don't know, this is too hard to understand, so I'm not going to explain it to you anymore. But then, and then you do some swatch servations, which I think is hysterical. You lay out what you've done, your little swatch, and then you look at it and write some observations about it. And there's a page for every observation. So your garter stitch, your stockinette stitch, your ribbing, your seed stitch, and it asks you like what did you observe? Do you feel comfortable doing this? What goals do you have to improve whatever this knitting in? There's pictures or thoughts. How do you feel about it? A swatch selfie. And then they've got stickers in the book to put into, which I think is really cute. And then it'll do another exercise with the same swatch. Anyway, I think I'm just going to work my way through here. Is the plan, and then I can do as much or as little as I want and take a long time to do it. And it's got points in the workbook where you refer to the book, so I think that's pretty good. Like you pick up the book and read about like which leg's supposed to be forward and which leg's supposed to be back and all that knitting stuff I don't really understand. All right, last thing, what I did this week on my break, which I wish could last forever. I'm dreaming desperately of retiring. Desperately, desperately, desperately. I just don't enjoy teaching the way I did. And truthfully, I haven't enjoyed it since COVID. So I think it's just that COVID and all the changes that have happened so fast. And people who have taught as long as me are retiring or have retired or have left. So it's just hard to be the old person. Anyway, on Monday, I took my daughter back to school. I picked her up the Friday that I got out for break and brought her home because she needed some time at home, and then took her back to school on Monday. We both got our flu and COVID shots that morning before we left. And by that evening, we were both very sick. I always get sick with the COVID shot, and Sarah is kind of a sickly person. Like she gets sick, but I mean, I don't doubt that she was sick. She had to call in and skip her class on Tuesday, and I had jury duty and called in sick because I was running a fever and felt too dizzy to drive downtown because it was in downtown Dallas. I don't live in downtown Dallas. So instead, I slept a lot. I took 2 naps and I knit and had a tea party, which I will show here. And then that was a good day once my fever broke. I started feeling pretty good. Like I was completely back to normal by 4 in the afternoon. Which was good because then I had to drive to go pick up my husband. So I was glad that, because he works and he doesn't drive. He was working in the office that day. Wednesday, I took my son to the doctor and then went out with my husband and my parents on a double date. We went to a brewery and barbecue place in the downtown of our city that we live in, and it was really good. It was a really nice night. The weather was cool, so we were wearing jackets. That was fun to not be sweating. It was pretty cool actually. And then we tried to find a dessert place. The dessert place I wanted to take them to was closed that day for the state fair. And then we went to try to find another place, and their wait was like an hour. So we said no. And so then we ended up just going to IHOP and splitting some of their little donut things at Donut Dunkers or whatever they have. Those are pretty good. If you get those, I recommend. And that was fun. Hanging out and talking to them and doing something besides the normal stuff that my husband and I usually do. On Thursday, I did not have to take my husband into work. Did he take Thursday off? Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, he took Thursday off, and we went out to eat. We used a gift card that we had gotten for like 2 Christmases ago, and went out to a steakhouse and ate, and that was fun. And then what else did we do? We wandered around a vegetable store, Sprouts, and we do anything else? I don't guess we did anything else. We just came home and hung out, and that was nice. And then on Friday, I did not have to take him into work. My son took him into work. And I knit in bed, I knit in the living room, I knit outside, I knit and read. I knit during football that evening. I did a little bit of housework, but not hardly anything. And then we had game night. We played Abduction, which is a fantastic strategy game. And I'm not good at strategy, but I beat the pants off my husband. And it is super fun. So if you can find it, I highly recommend getting it. It belongs to my son. We got it for him for last Christmas, and it is fun. We played Abduction. We played Wii Bowling, which we've been doing a lot of Wii Bowling, and that was good. And then on Saturday, nothing too much, a tiny little bit of cleaning, went to church. Had fair food with my parents, or at my parents. We had corny dogs and fries, and then I made an apple cake. That was really good. And then today, Sunday, I need to go to the grocery store. My husband's had football snacks, and I need to do some lesson planning. And I've done some knitting, so it's been a good day. I'm really bummed that it's over, and I do not want to go back to work because this week's going to be busy. I have to work that sign-in booth for the auditions until like almost 8 o'clock tomorrow, apparently. And then do I have anything? Oh, I have a class I have to go to on Tuesday until 6:30. On Wednesday, was there something? Maybe not, maybe nothing on Wednesday, but Thursday I have a concert, which won't take too long, but it's just getting all those chairs and stands set up. That's a pain. And then Friday, we're going to have another game night, I think. But my husband's going to plan it. So, all right, that's been 23 minutes of me rambling my whole life to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Probably haven't learned anything, but I hope you are learning something. Oh, wait, no, I have one more thing. Okay, I've completed this book called Sugar and Salt by Susan Wiggs. I thought this was a fluffy romance novel, was going to be a fluffy romance novel, and it was not. It had interracial couples, so a little bit of history on interracial couples, tiny bit, which my husband and I are interracial couples, so I always find that interesting. And then it wandered off into more of the life of one of the people in the books, and it was interesting. Now, it does talk about rape and the aftermath and what happens when you go to prison and what happens when the legal system fails you and what happens when you are, well, I don't want to spoil the book, but it was really good. I enjoyed it so much. Like, I can't quit thinking about it. I immediately went and checked out another book by her. I've never heard of her. So I've checked out another book by her, and then I have another one lined up for when I'm done with this one. It was, maybe I'm just used to reading like a lot of romance fluff, because I do like my slut novels, as I call them, but I just don't read very thought-provoking books, but this was very thought-provoking, especially on the eve of the upcoming election. And women's right to choose or not, abortion rights in our country, and I'm Catholic, and Catholics do not endorse abortion. It was really good. It was really good. It was very thought-provoking. And don't feel like you need to comment on any of this, because I know my own views. I know how, I know my own heart on how I'm going to vote. But I wish more people would read it so that maybe they could see some things. I don't think I follow traditional Catholic voters. That's enough said. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great week, and maybe be inquisitive and go out and read you Sugar and Salt. It was a really good story, and it was good. All right. Talk to you later.